Sunnahfollowers, protectors of the Sunnah. Sunnahfollowers, protectors of the Sunnah. Inna alhamdulillah wa salat wa salam ala wa rasulullah. We're continuing with the topic of Khushoo during the prayer. And today I'm going to speak about a few more things we can do to help ward off distractions while you're praying. And one such thing is, and this is a question a lot of people send us emails about, do not pray behind someone who is talking or sleeping. In fact, the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, do not pray behind one who is sleeping or one who is talking. Why? The reason being is because one who is talking will distract you with his talk. And a person who is sleeping may end up exposing their private parts or something that could distract you. And this is something that I really am amazed at, especially when I look at all these conferences. How many people go to the mosque and you have somebody giving a lecture and somebody comes in and starts praying? How the heck are they sitting there concentrating on their prayer like in this picture when you listening to the man talk? Somebody's giving a lecture on Islam and you going to stand up in the middle of the room and start praying in the back. I mean, come on, dude. Get real. Who are you trying to impress? Okay? You listen to what that brother's saying. Listen to what that sister's saying. And again, you don't want to pray behind a person who is sleeping because you don't want to see their private parts. Okay? And again, that's only if the possibility of their private parts are exposed. Because remember, the Prophet used to pray with Aisha. Aisha would be his sutra. She would be lying in the bed asleep, but her private parts were not exposed. This is why on the quiz today, I told you guys to be careful how you word things. You don't want to say, for example, do not pray in a garment that has decorations or designs on it because it may distract you. We're all different. You may not get distracted by designs on clothing. Just like with the praying behind a person that's sleeping. The Prophet used to pray with Aisha sleeping in front of him, but her private parts were not exposed. She would serve as his sutra. But if you at the masjid and some brother is lying like this in the middle, I mean, come on. Look at this brother exposing himself like this. Okay, you wouldn't want to pray around somebody that's laying in the mosque like this dude is doing. So again, be careful, of that if it might serve as a distraction. Also, when praying, you should take care to not play with the carpet or play with the rocks or play with the grass. Okay, a lot of people do that's called fiddling with your fingers. That's why even though you don't have to place the hands over the chest when you pray, even though you don't have to move that finger up and down when you're reciting the tashahhud, we do it because again it keeps us from fiddling around and all of that too. But if you are praying outside, say you're praying outside on the ground and there's rocks, so when you go to bow, you have to take your hand and swipe it across the ground to remove the rocks. You can do it one time, but that's it. The Prophet said concerning a man smoothing the ground when he prostrates, if you have to do it only one time, and that's it. And the reason for this is, again, you want to maintain that concentration. You don't want to do too many movements during the prayer where you no longer are focused on Allah. Instead, you focus on that ground. You trying to figure out now where those rocks came from. Where these rocks come from? Those type of thoughts go through your mind. How the heck did these rocks get here anyway? Who put them there? Or how did this happen? I mean, any type of movement will cause your jinn to get your mind to wonder. And that's why even before you pray, we talked about this yesterday, check the area, check the environment. As Sister Howard put in her answer today, check the environment. Make sure that the ground is free of rocks. The ground doesn't have anything that's going to distract you. Okay? And this also applies to scratching yourself and all of that. Okay, you can scratch yourself if you're itching, but you want to be careful. You don't want to be wiping and scratching and digging all in yourself to the point where you lose your concentration. Even our prophet, he used to prostrate in mud, and the mud would leave traces on his forehead. But he didn't sit there trying to wipe it off every time he raised his head. He would sit there and just let the water stay there until he was done. Remember, guys, prayer is an occupation in and of itself. And also, one of the companions, Abu Darda, said, even if I were to get red camels, I would not like to wipe the gravel off my forehead because, again, this would distract them. So if you're praying outside and there's water on the ground, and you got a little bit of water on your forehead, don't worry about it. Wipe it off when you're done. So again, these are more recommendations that our prophet gave us to help us with the prayer. As Brother Muhammad was saying, had he asked, do you have to seek forgiveness because your concentration was broken? No. There's no need to seek forgiveness, Brother Muhammad, because the prophet taught us what to do when these things happen. He taught us what to do when you get those insinuating thoughts. He taught us what to do when you feel the need to scratch. Go ahead and scratch yourself one time, but don't sit there and make a habit of it. Go ahead and smooth the earth one time, but don't sit there fiddling around with it. Wipe your forehead one time, but don't worry about it. Let the rest just wait till you're done. There's no need to seek forgiveness. You're human. Just do the other things that the prophet taught us to do. Because remember, your whole prayer is based on your intentions anyway. Allah knows if you were sincere in wanting to perform a perfect prayer or not. And he will grade your prayer on that as well. Okay? On that note, we'll stop right here for today. Tomorrow we're going to speak about more things we can do. There's going to be 2 more classes. I thought I had just 1 more class, but 2 more classes on Khushoo. So we'll stop right here. If you guys have any questions. Sunnahfollowers, protectors of the Sunnah. Sunnahfollowers, protectors of the Sunnah.